Okay, I want to say hello everybody, hi. Thank you for joining me once again, thank you. We're going to be doing some more art now. Okay, it's another art video. So let me just open up Krita. I'll say this, Krita is my favourite art software. Now I have Photoshop. Photoshop is also very good, but I like Krita. Okay, Krita is free also, anybody, okay. And if you don't know, Krita's good because you can do animation in it, you can do comics. Fire Alpaca is my second favourite. Fire Alpaca is more limited in features, especially animation as well, but you can do some animation in it. But Fire Alpaca, it's got very good comic page setups for panels, and it's got some good rulers and some different features that even Krita doesn't have. Other art softwares I have are Manga Studio, which is good, okay, but they've got new versions of it. My one is Manga Studio 5 or EX5 or whatever. There are this actually has 3D figures in it that you can pose and position and stuff, but in the new versions it's got a new name. I don't know the name, I forgot the name now, but it's not called Manga Studio. And there's a similar thing with Anime Studio, which I've got Anime Studio Pro here. This is I've got Anime Studio Pro 11. The difference between the two softwares, by the way, Anime Studio and Manga Studio. Anime Studio is mainly for animation, and you can do all kinds of animation in it. Like it's 2D again, 2D animation, okay. Yeah, but yeah, the thing is, it's more like rigged stuff, like if you can imagine, like pieces, like flat pieces, so you can do like motion comics or like rigged characters, like South Park type style, you know, and things like that. It's not really the best for art or frame animation. But I was gonna say, what else? I've got another one here called Anime Effects, okay. Which is also similar to that. It's like a very simpler version of Anime Studio. You can't do art in it, but it's good for the animation process, and it's a similar thing. Anime Effects is actually pretty simple to use, and Anime Effects, I want to say, is free. Also, it's free, okay? So, softwares which are not usually free are Photoshop, Manga Studio. They've got a new version of that, new versions, and it's got a different name. Anime Studio. And they've got, I think the new one's called Moho or something, Moho. But for art, you know, I've got this here, Pencil 2D. Pencil 2D is for art and animation, but it's really bad for art. It's just very simple. But you can do some frame animation, and it's free, and it's for frame animation, okay? Pencil, so this one, pencil. This Sketchbook. Okay, Sketchbook is free and it's pretty good. It's got some nice brushes and pencils, all kinds of. It's good for art, painting and art. Got some nice brushes in there. Little bit of a strange interface and control. I'm not really used to it. Like for example, like panning the screen and certain things is kind of awkward to use. It has some very bare minimum simple frame animation tools, but I'd say it's just not that great for doing it. Okay, I'll say that. But you can do some simple frame animation nevertheless, so it's not so bad. You can do some frame animation, okay, but it's just not amazing. I'll say that. It's just more good for art, okay. But free softwares, again, free art softwares, yeah, regardless of what they're mainly for. Pencil 2D, Sketchbook. For art, I'm saying here now, Fire Alpaca and Krita, which are my favourites. Okay, so Fire Alpaca and then Krita, these are my favourites. Okay, another one here is Paint.net. Is a very simple one, but it's okay. You've got the old school Windows Microsoft Paint. There's lots of free ones. There's other things out there which you can try. There's one called Art Rage. It's like a demo thing. You got to pay for that, the actual real one of that. There's other things like demos you can try, like TV Animation Paint. There's a free one called Verve Painter, but it's very flashy, but it's very strange to use. It's like a painting experimental thing. There's another one that's similar to that too. I can't remember its name. I'll have to tell you when I get a chance. Other people like to use other softwares out there which I don't believe are free, like think it's Procreate, is it? I don't know. Some people use it, I think, on an iPad or something, but I don't like to use small. I mean, I like a big computer screen, you know. I'm using this big screen here and I draw on this, you know. Some people like to carry around these little tablets. It's okay if you're out and about, but I'm just saying, okay. But yeah, Procreate, I guess it's on computers too. I know people that use Paint Shop Pro is another good one, okay. So we're just talking about some software just quickly, excuse me for rambling. Yeah, Artweaver, okay, Artweaver, whatever they're going up to now. I think it's the last one I had was Artweaver 6. That's a good basic art software. I have that, okay. I think it's uninstalled at the moment because it's like something I wasn't using too much, but it's on my computer and I do have it. It's okay, bit of fun, rough arts. It's better than Paint.net, but then again, Paint.net's like a simple thing. Paint.net is really for like editing photos and stuff. The funny thing is, you know, Photoshop used to be mainly for like that, didn't it? I hear like just for editing photos, like a photo editor, but it's actually the most powerful like art software they're saying out there, right? I hear there's like a competition between that and Procreate. There's loads of other ones as well, other art softwares. One I didn't mention, another one I didn't mention is this Blender, you know, Blender, which is very good for 3D. You can actually do drawing and even 2D animation in this now, but it's, to me, it's not great. I like to use for 2D. It's good for doing it, but it's like, I don't know, you've got to, it's something you've got to learn. I prefer the normal stuff. I prefer Fire Alpaca and Krita, okay? Krita's the best, I think, Krita. Now, as I say, I'm not going to show you them all, but things like Manga Studio has got 3D figures in. If you're very interested in using 3D figures and 3D models to use for reference for your artwork and stuff like that, that's one you can use. You can also use a Poser, which is here, but you have to pay for that. I've got Poser Pro for 2014, but there's a free thing which is similar to Poser. It's called Daz 3D. It's a 3D thing with 3D figures that you can pose. Both Daz and Poser are both similar, but you can't do art in them. You can just pose the figures, but you know, you can take screenshots and stuff and then use those as reference in art software, you know. Other things I want to say is Animate Effects, of course, is very similar to Anime Studio. They're both just simple animation tools for using like flat pieces, like move, like South Park kind of style animation with rigged pieces. I'll put it that way, like cardboard cutout stuff. Again, for referencing with 3D figures, you can use Blender. There's another little sweet little tool called Design Doll. I only have the demo version, but you can use that for referencing and posing figures. It's pretty cool. But I've got the demo version, as I say, so you can't save any poses out or you know, export any models. But you can take screenshots and stuff, the images again of the poses. You can import objects too, and then attach them and pair them to the figures like the other software, so you can move them around. Another very good one that I've come across online is Pose Studio Portable, it says here, but it's for the PC. I've got this version, you know, with 3D figures and stuff in. Okay, and you can like bring models in and in that too. You can get like different setups for scenes, and that's a very good thing for setting up scenes. You can't do art in it, but it's very similar to the 3D figures in Manga Studio, a bit more simple, but it's good because you can set up the scenes and take screenshots and then use those as reference. You can bring other models in and stuff too, models that you make in either Blender or in SketchUp. And by the way, Blender and SketchUp are both probably the best two softwares out there for 3D modeling, and they always have been, or they have been for a long time, and they still are for 3D and any use of 3D models, be it characters, props, scenery, vehicles, whatever you want to have, you know. Another thing you can use for 3D figures is using things like Make Human. There are so many. This can like make 3D basic characters and stuff, but we're not talking about 3D really here. I'm just trying to share a few things with you. In this video, I think I'm just going to cover just some softwares that I use, because I'm going over quite a few softwares already. These are a lot of the softwares I use. If you are into 3D, again, there's other things like Face Gen Modeler, It's a demo thing I've got here, but this is good for like creating heads based on photos and stuff, just basic models, and you could use those and replace those for certain figures and models and stuff that you bring into things like Blender if you're trying to create anything like that. I don't use any like mocap, like motion capture stuff and that, but some people use stuff like that, which is cool too. If you're into making any computer games, there's a thing called GDevelop that's free to use. Free softwares. I've got these two which are very good. RenPy for like creating 2D like visual novel type games. If you don't know what visual novels are, they're like simple storytelling games where the player makes choices to tell a story and they go through a story. Just simple art and stuff. And text. Another one similar to that is called Novelty. It's another free one. They're both free. This one's called CopperCube, and this CopperCube you can do 2D or 3D. Okay. You can make games in it. In those. This one here is this is actually called NeoAxis, and this is a 3D game engine. It's very similar to the likes of Unity, CryEngine, and of course Unreal Engine 4 or Unreal Engine. They're very similar to those kind of things. Okay, so it's like you're making scenery up, and you can bring models in and stuff. All of this 3D stuff I'm saying may be very useful to help you with your 2D setups for like comics or animation. This is why I use all of these. I don't do a lot of 3D really, but I like the 3D because it can help me with not only 3D but also 2D setups for like reference for scenes and things. Screen recording software, I have ShareX, this now, which I'm using now to make this video, and this is Bandicam. This is another free one. It's a demo version though, and with the demo version you can record this. You can have a screen like a webcam on there as well, but it does have a logo at the top, and in the demo version also it does only give you like just under 10 minutes of limit of like recording time, whereas ShareX you can't have like a webcam, but you can record the sound like I'm doing now. It's also very very good quality, and there's no time limit on it, and there's no what do you call it, no logo, no, what do you call that, oh god, on the screen, what do you call it? I've just forgotten what it's called now, no overlay, or anything like that. It's just there, good. Anything else to look at, which is this is ABR Mate, which is for ABR Mate is for basically making taking images from it, Photoshop brushes. If you find any brushes like which are specifically made for that, then it basically takes them in an ABR file and it turns those into images, so you can get images. And I've done it in the past. I've brought the images into other things like Fire Alpaca and made brushes from them. But again, there's a lot of brushes and stuff you can use and stuff anyway. I like Krita a lot, and it's got a lot of good brushes in Krita, I must say. Oh, it just reminds me, there's another one called there's quite a few actually. There's one called Real World Paint. Yeah, Real World Paint is another free art software I've just remembered. But the one I was going to say, though, another one is called MyPaint. Again, MyPaint is a good art software, free, rough for painting. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that there. For animation, another good free animation software, which is very good, but I didn't have much time to learn it. It's called OpenToonz. OpenToonz, okay, and that's got a Z, like a Z. OpenToonz. There's another one called Toon Studio Boom, I believe. Toon Studio Boom, I think the name is. That's another good one. You have to pay for that one, but OpenToonz is free. This one I forgot to mention here, Construct. Now this is actually Construct Classic. I think it's the same thing. Construct 1 is free, and you can make 2D games of all different kinds, even platform games and all kinds of stuff. It's very very good. And RPGs, I've made videos about this in the past on other channels, and this is for PC, and it's free, and you can just make games. But I was going to say, it doesn't need any programming either, the same as RenPy, and RenPy needs a little, and so does Novelty, I think. But Construct and CopperCube both don't need any coding experience. I'm going to say Construct, there's Construct 2 and Construct 3, but you need to pay for those. So I like this one, just Construct. If it's Construct 1, it's Construct Classic, this one I'm using. I found out it was a free thing, I tried it. I did try Construct 2, but you've got to fucking pay. Excuse my language. You can't even, as I say, you can't even just export a Windows. The way I found it, I couldn't export games for just Windows for the computer, like a file, executable file. So that's just stupid, you know. So I looked at Construct Classic. I found that it was free to use and you can do it. So that's all I want to do, man. I'm not trying to make games for phones anyway. So those are those. I've got this game emulator thing, EmuHawk. It's for like games and stuff. Play games. Here FL Studio 12. I mean, there's more newer versions out now, but I'm just saying FL Studio is very good for making music. It's a music editing or a sound editing software. Okay, you're wondering what that is. Okay, now what else do we have here? Video editing softwares. Before I get onto those, I'll just show you this. I've got this like webcam thing here. I could like open this and show you like my webcam now, but I'm just saying this is just a webcam thing. So you could have like ShareX running, filming the screen recorder, and it doesn't have the webcam overlay like Bandicam does, but I could open a webcam thing like this. Another thing called NJob here, another free thing here. This is free. Is very good for making simple little normal maps, if you know what they are, to give some bump, like 3D illusion or some lighting to 2D textures in your 3D softwares. So NJob is very good for turning any images into normal maps, okay, and bump maps and stuff. Any Video Converter is a very good software for. It's free. Two versions. The free one. I've got the free one. Okay, then watch out for that. But it's good for basically just converting video files. I use it all the time. I have to use it a lot of the time, converting to make different files to go between different softwares, and then to upload or to edit and shrink them and different things. Such, but like, you know, it's good for all kinds of video formats and also audio. Don't be fooled that it's called any Video Converter. You can convert audio files as well in it. Okay, so MP3s, whatever, you know, other. Whatever MP3. You know, so this here is Olive. Okay, Olive sometimes has some little bugs in it, things that don't work, but sometimes I find, but it sometimes crashes and stuff as well. But Olive is a free video editing software and it's very good. I'll say that, video editing. Okay. Windows Movie Maker, obviously you got free versions of that. Windows Movie Maker is a really basic video editing software. Another very simple to use video editing software which is also free is Shotcut. Not Shortcut, it's Shotcut. Okay, it's free video editing software. It's like a little bit more advanced seemingly to Olive, but then again in some ways Olive has other features which Shotcut doesn't have. But Shotcut does, it's more stable, but I won't say which one's better. They're both different, okay? They're different. This one, HitFilm. Now I don't have the newer versions, but I've got HitFilm here, and it's HitFilm Express, the free version. And there's different versions. You've got normal, you've got Pro, and then you've got Express. But they're a bit slow in some ways. But I will say this is a good software for editing. A very, very good special effects. By the way, you can also edit videos in Blender and in Photoshop, but my Photoshop can't do it for some reason, but I'm not going to go into that. But what else? Vegas Pro or Sony Vegas, whatever you want to call it, the different versions of this is very good for video editing and lots of special effects in there too. Plus I've got some extras installed and they also work cross between those and HitFilm, which is good. HitFilm is great. There are other things such as what's it called, DaVinci Resolve, and there's another one as well, I'm forgetting what it's called now, damn it. There's another one, Houdini. Yeah, Houdini. DaVinci Resolve and Houdini, as far as I know, they're video editing softwares. Maybe Houdini is more for special effects, I think, 3D, but they're both other ones, and as far as I know they are free, but they take up a lot of fucking power on your computer. Please excuse me, my language. This here, what else do we have? I think we've gone through the whole list more or less, the ones that I can think of right now, but there's a lot of other ones too. This Xpadder is just a thing I've got here for controlling games, because I've got like a games pad for my computer to play games, you know, and like through emulators and stuff too, like EmuHawk or whatever. So I can the emulator. So I've got Xpadder, and you can basically configure your pad, your games pad, to work in a certain way. You use certain buttons to work for certain keys, so you don't have to play Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat with a fucking keyboard. You can just use the pad, you know. Convert those over so it works that way, you know. Yeah, and then you got stuff like that, you know. I've got a VPN and stuff too. And this WeChat is just a talk thing online you can use to talk to people. Oh, this here, very important, VLC media player, I believe it's called. Media player, okay. And it's for playing any videos or any music. It's like free and it's very, very good, okay. VLC VLC media player, I believe it's called. You'll see it by this icon, this little cone thing, and it's very, very good. Reliable and great quality for playing videos or music. I play everything through that, okay. Yeah, obviously you got the basic stuff like Windows Media Player and that and stuff, you know. And but that's basically that. I'm just going to go through my list to see if there's anything else on here. There's a thing called Rocket 3F, which is good for 3D as well, modeling or setups, but I'm not really using that right now. I'm going to check my list here of things to see if there's anything I'm forgetting to mention. Clip Studio Paint is yeah, I guess that's what it is, you know, Manga Studio, okay. Manga Studio, yeah, is another name for Clip Studio Paint. So you've got Clip Studio Paint is called, the proper one. What else is there? There's a thing called Game Maker plugin, Game Maker. I'm just looking. Oh, there's one called AGS, okay, Adventure Game Studio. You need to check that out. AGS, Adventure Game Studio. That's also for making a little bit more complex, but with no need for coding. But it's a little more complex. What's it called? Visual novel games making software. But the best one to use, I would advise you, the best one for making simple 2D games is Construct Classic. Remember, Construct Classic, okay. So we've got Adventure Game Studio here. It's uninstalled right now. What else do we have? Anything else? Lightworks. I forgot all about Lightworks. Lightworks. Wow, I still got that on my computer. I didn't know that. Just checking what I got here. Just checking. Got a thing called Storybook here. I don't have that. Don't have that at the moment. As I say, RPG Maker. Sorry. Storybook. Just checking. Terrawell. There's some 3D thing. TV Paint. It's a development. TV Paint, Animation Paint. Hold on. Yeah, that's really it. I've got this sound card thing I'm using now. What's this? PAP for paper something. Altera. These are all kinds of software I've tried before. Pixelogic. Yeah, there was a 3D software which is very similar to ZBrush or ZBrush, and it's called Sculptress, and that's good. But they've got very good sculpting 3D clay that stuff in what's it called? In Blender, as I say. And there's other 3D online things too, like that, what you can use as well, you know. There's a lot of things. Nuts, as I say, Nuts with a Z, I do believe, is actually just for, oh no, with an S, okay. It's just a VPN, as I basically. I've just forgotten what I was going to say to you. There are other sound editing ones and music editing softwares too you can use. Just totally fucking forgot what I was going to say to you now. Shit. But yeah, those are the softwares I really use, right? All these different amazing softwares on here. Lightworks, yeah. Yeah, I uninstalled that a long time ago. So I'm going to say thank you for watching this video. We're not doing any art in this video. I was just talking to you about different softwares, alright? So thank you for watching this one.